With that, let's get started. So I hand it over to you, Aamir, if you are ready.
Thanks again, everyone at WildLabs for inviting me. I'm going to use 5 minutes to talk, and I'll take questions for 2 minutes, as was discussed. Yeah, I'm going to talk about this project called WildCap, which I'm leading, and the idea, the title of the project is Autonomous Non-Invasive Monitoring of Animal Behavior and Motion. So I'll kick off with the goal of this project. So what we want to do is to continuously, accurately infer behavior, pose, and shape of animals, and we want to do this on board the system we are using to acquire, data. And we want to do it using multiple unsynchronized close-range aerial images. So we don't want to use any other sensors except RGB camera that is on some device, right? And where do we want to do this is in the animal's natural habitat. And one of the key requirements is that we don't want to have any sensors or markers on the animals. Now, split this very quickly into 3 objectives, and I'll talk about what we are doing with respect to each of these objectives. The first one is that we want to have novel aerial platforms for tracking and following animals. It turns out that a lot of off-the-shelf systems that are or drones that are available are difficult to program. Even if you can do some very basic programming that, for example, give a waypoint, and that's what the drone follows. So since my background is on robotics, multi-robot systems, aerial robotics, we thought, okay, let's try to develop our own systems. And in order to not also, be non-invasive and not disturb animals, one of the things we thought would be ideal is to use airships instead of multi-rotor drones. So we started off with airships. We designed and developed some various airships of various sizes. And I'll show you later how we tested them and what we, found out. And we also, in the meantime, decided to develop some multi-rotor drones and test them and see if the animals are really scared or not. Is of course species dependent thing, and recently we also found that some drones, especially parrot and nafis, as you see in the bottom here, are also programmable to a great extent. So we start using them as well. And then on the bottom here, you see some of our experiments using these drones, and I'll show you some videos later that talk about that. So second objective is going more into the software side. So so all these drones that we talked about in objective 1 have cameras on board, and they are being the images are being streamed to the computer that is on the drone itself for doing various tasks like 3D pose and shape estimation, which you see here on the right. Of course, starting from detection and classifying the species, and then doing 3D pose and shape, and then also doing behavior estimation, right? Inference. So for example, if the animal is walking, or grazing, or drinking, and so on. And then using all this information and also telemetry information, what we can also do is to get some, let's say, more information about the animal, for instance, its position in the Euclidean space with respect to the camera, or also camera, which means the drone, and also the GPS coordinates if you already know the position of your drone in the GPS world frame. Okay, I should move to the next slide. Yeah. And the third objective is that these are slightly decoupled things I showed you in the first 2 objectives. So we have the systems to monitor, then we use the images acquired to monitor and do the tasks, perception tasks. How we combine them together is we tell our, let's say, a waypoint planner or high-level decision maker that's sitting on the robot, look, this is how you obtain better resolution pictures. This is how you obtain more accurate, inference of the behavior. And then this information is used by the decision-making, let's say, algorithm of the robots, and then they plan a better path in order to do more accurate perception. I'll not go into many details in the interest of time, but feel free to talk to me later about it. The case studies. So we are working with Przewalski's horses in Hortobágy National Park in Hungary. There we have tested our multi-rotor drones, off-the-shelf drones, and also extensively tested our autonomous blimp. And yeah, I mean, we found a lot of things. For example, the animals are, at least in this park, They're not at all, afraid of multi-rotor drones. They're also not afraid of the airship, but as you might have noticed, they're actually afraid of the shadow of the airship, which was a very interesting find this summer. Yeah, we also tested the off-the-shelf Anafi drones, which you see in this clip over here. In this particular case, they're autonomously tracking one of the animal that we selected on the screen first, and then the drone was autonomously following the animal, or just keeping position hold if the animal was still over there. In the last clip, you saw two drones tracking two animals. Okay, and finally, the second case study that we do is in Kenya with Grévy zebras. Here is like kind of the final result of all the tracking, behavior inference, and using the telemetry to get the position or how far the drone is, or what is its position in the frame of the drone, as well as which animal is doing what, how many animals are there, etc. Yeah, so feel free to reach out to me or look at our code, papers, videos, and thanks to the students for all the great work and the collaborations that I was lucky to build over the last years. I hope I was in time. Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. Thank you, Aamir, for sharing your fascinating project. Aamir won the first place in the video category of our Tech for Wildlife Photo Challenge this year, and I really love this video. So I think we have a question in the chat. Like, do you want? I think it's Arki. Do you want to jump in?
I can look at
Hey, thank you. Thank you for the question. The airships, or how affordable they are, and are you doing detection of the animal pose on the edge? If so, what kind of platform it is? Thank you.
Right. Thanks for the question. Yes, the airships, right now, they're not extremely costly from a research perspective. I can say that they're under 6,000 to 7,000 euros, and that includes all the electronics in at least one round of helium, which is an expensive gas. But so, for example, if it is deployed at a single park, it's pretty affordable for like Hortobashi, it's affordable for them. Computation is all done on board. We are using sometimes up to two Jetson TX2 boards on the airship. So we do detection. We have demonstrated pose estimation, but in this particular experiment or the video that you saw, we were not doing pose estimation. It was not the goal. We were doing detection and tracking and maximizing the accuracy of the position estimate, not the pose. But we have also done pose estimation on board. So for that, we use two TX2. So one doing the detection, the other doing the pose estimation.
Great, thank you so much.